So if you follow the GTD, getting things done methodology, you know that the first step that David Allen writes about in his book is about capturing, collecting what has your attention. Today, we're going to talk to David Allen and find out from him how he captures and where he keeps the things that he wants to remember. Hi, I'm Dave Edwards. Thanks very much for joining me today. I hope you're subscribing to my weekly free newsletter where I write about productivity, leadership, management issues, all sorts of things. Usually comes out on Tuesday. I'd love to have you as a subscriber of this free newsletter. All you have to do, go to my website, daveedwardsmedia.com, and click on Contact. So David Allen and GTD defines capture this way: write, record, or gather any and everything that has your attention into a collection tool. But when I first read GTD, the book, I started to think about that. It's great to say, well, I'm going to write it down, I'm going to keep it, but keep it where? Now, I've kind of figured out my system. I happen to use Evernote. In fact, you've probably heard I have a course on how to use GTD principles inside of Evernote. But that's beside the point. I recently had an opportunity to talk to David Allen, and I started to tell him a little bit about some of the ways in which I capture things and where I keep them. And then David started to talk about how he captures and how he is now keeping things that he wants to remember. You know what I've started doing with capturing is like, let's say I'm in a restaurant and I want to remember that bottle of wine or even the entree that I'm eating. I will just take a picture of it. I don't even write it down anymore. I've just gotten to the point I take a picture of it and then I can process the pictures later on.
How do you process those pictures later
I've got to
on,
look at
Dave?
them
Come
again.
on.
I've got to look at them again
Oh,
and
duh.
write down the idea.
Duh.
Yeah,
Yeah. No, no, that's okay. That's fine. I'd rather
right,
print that out. And
right.
that's it. And scan it or whatever, and then put that wherever I need to go. Or you could take the pic that you that you took and put it somewhere, and you have someplace. This my Evernote someday maybes were huge. How many movies would I like to? Which movies would I like to see? What are the cool movies we'd like to re-see? Were the romantic movies, the adventure movies, the whatever. I mean, those are all kind of someday maybe might want to do that. Wines you might want to taste, places you might want to go, other things like that. So I think you have to personally decide where do those kinds of things go so I don't lose the creativity of that possibility, because I know I might look at it at the right time or place and then live and learn. Did you put it in the right place? Are you looking at it as appropriately as you need to?
So let's say inside your someday maybe list inside of Evernote, if you have, I mean, do you have like a note for every movie you want to see, or do you put them in one note that's called movies I want to see, and then you just list them?
Yes.
Because I do
I
that.
actually I got rid of Evernote. I moved everything in Evernote over to OneNote in Microsoft.
Okay.
Simply, I just wanted to simplify my system so I didn't have to go too many places to do a search, because the search in Microsoft now is great.
Mhm.
So you can, in OneNote, you can search and it'll find anything you've stuck in there. So we've migrated most of what we had early on in Lotus Notes, which is a huge database of information, and reference material that we needed for our company. All that's been migrated over into OneNote, so we could find it fast. So again, it's getting better at being able to do those kinds of things. So I would just, if I were you, I haven't thought about it a whole lot because I got enough movies just on whatever lists and recommendations or whatever. But if I were to say, okay, let me get rigorous and make sure I make a note of all the movies I might want to see, I would go to OneNote and put in, I have a private, whatever they call it, a segment in OneNote just for myself privately. And I would just say movies, movies to see. Just call it that. And I would just drop notes in that. as I needed to do it.
Yeah.
And so, if I'm scratching my head, call, I don't know what to see tonight. Usually, I don't have any problem with that. Usually, I'm sort of just following whatever fun thing that I want to be doing or looking at right now, given what I'm already engaged in. Yeah, that's what I would do.
David Allen is the author of GTD, Getting Things Done. And I want to remind you that I regularly interview David Allen and post those interviews right here on YouTube. So please hit that subscribe button below. And if you're interested on how to implement GTD inside a digital system like Evernote, check out my course, Getting Things Done with Evernote. Find out more at daveedwardsmedia.com and click on courses. I'm Dave Edwards. We'll talk soon. Stay productive.